Kirk Allen.
Next person.
If you could let me know when I have 30 seconds left.
Sure.
Thank you. During the last meeting, I attended one of the board members, the last board meeting. It was acknowledged that you want to do the right thing. I think it was President Healy had mentioned that, and I appreciate that. Can anyone identify what the right thing is as it relates to the ability for people to be able to access child porn in a public library? Anyone?
It's our policy, but it's not allowed in the public.
Has a single board member read the entire Supreme Court ruling found in U.S. versus American Library Association, which the ALA lost? Has anybody read that? Anyone? Has a single board member read the Orland Library Act? 75 ILCS, every library established under this act shall forever, for the use of the residents and taxpayers of the city, village, incorporated town, or townships were located, subject to such reasonable rules and regulations as the library board may adopt, in order to render the use of the library for the greatest benefit to the greatest number of such residents and taxpayers. That's an important statement. What did the Supreme Court say in their ruling against the American Library Association? To fulfill their traditional missions, public libraries must have broad discretion to decide what material to provide to their patrons. Although they seek to provide a wide array of information, their goal has never been to provide universal coverage. Instead, public libraries seek to provide materials, quote, that would be of the greatest direct benefit or interest to the community. To this end, libraries collect only those materials deemed to have requisite and appropriate quality. Can a single board member tell the public what public benefit is gained by allowing child pornography in this library? I ask that because by statute, you're required to render the use of the library for the greatest benefit of the greatest number of residents and taxpayers, which brings us back to our own state statute, so the question must be answered before a logical decision on any policy can be made. What public benefit is gained by allowing unfettered internet access that we all know opens the door to children to being exposed to pornography? Anyone? U.S. Supreme Court said in the ALA case, quote, the interest in protecting young library users from material inappropriate for minors is legitimate and even compelling, as all members of the court agreed. Adams v. Minneapolis Public Library is a legal complaint by a dozen librarians against their library's management after years of harassment and threats by porn viewing patrons, including children and involving illegal material allowed and encouraged by management in the name of privacy and the First Amendment and the opposition to censorship. The case ultimately was lost by the library and they settled for $435,000. It was an EEOC complaint. They made a determination in that case that unrestricted internet access policy of Minneapolis Public Library created a sexually hostile work environment. That should be a concern for you folks. May I suggest you take some time to rethink your policies that not only serves no public benefit, which the statute requires, it opens up the public to substantial fines through EEOC complaints, which has already ruled the very type of policy you have subjects employees to a sexually hostile work environment. It only takes one employee to bring your house of cards down. May I also suggest you stop the spending of taxpayer funds to the American Library Association, as it's clear the push from that organization is not one that ensures protection to our children in public libraries, nor does it endorse public benefit. No, instead, I would say it promotes child pornography through their actions. Case in point, the ALA gave an award for a book titled Looking for Alaska. A quote from that book. Laura unbuttoned my pants and pulled my boxers down a little and pulled out my penis. And when she wrapped her hand around it and put it into her mouth. That is an award-winning book available in this library. Now don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not in favor of banning books. My point is that the American Library Association is not an organization that has a track record of doing what's in the best interest of our communities. This library's own mission statement includes this sentence. The library will provide patrons of all ages with a center that will enhance their sense of community and togetherness. Can anyone tell us how the access to child porn and pornography can enhance their sense of community and togetherness? Anyone? Chief Justice Rehnquist, O'Connor, Scalia, Thompson, and Kennedy. because public libraries' use of internet filtering software does not violate their patrons' First Amendment rights, Child Internet Protection Act does not induce libraries to violate the Constitution, and is a valid exercise of Congress's spending power. Please do the right thing for the children and grandchildren of this community before they're harmed. Thank you.